lovely as always, Miss Mugdha. Thank you very much. We truly appreciate your presence by being here with us. Kindly take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. And he's so excited, Narihira sir, to give it a mention and of course, to feel nostalgic about the beautiful feeling of Stardust, presenting the very, very brilliant inaugural award to Rahul Dev. So it's an absolute great moment for all of us. At first, thank you for coming all the way from Borivali. We can understand the traffic. And thank you, Mugdha. We've been waiting for Rahul to be here so that you both can be here with us today. Mugdha, we all follow you and we love both of you. But we truly love, what does interior mean to you? I would just like to know in short, because we are here for the grand unveiling of Society Interiors and Design.
Well, good evening everybody. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you, Ashok. Thank you, Nari sir. Thank you for inviting us. Coming to interiors, I think I'll give the credit to Rahul. He has a very keen eye on everything. His own house in Delhi is like an art house. There are beautiful paintings and everything. So I have managed to flick one or two from there to put it in our Mumbai house. And then the big mirror you see, which is always there in the pictures, that's a gift from him. He has a very, very nice eye, and I go for comfort. I like to see comfort or something, and basic colors and little Indian touch, but he does the final touches for everything. Yeah.
I'm pretty excited and thrilled to see the cover page, but allow us a few more seconds as we like to invite our ad guru, the one and only. If you go to his house and see his interiors, I still have to come across a person like him across the world who truly, not just him, but everything related to him wins hearts. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the one and only Rahul Dev Mugdha, who has wild animals inside his house. So you can imagine the interiors if he keeps wild animals. Now that is phenomenal, but we're going to get back to that later. But tell us a little bit about, you are yes, seriously, Mugdha ma'am. You have no idea. You don't know what he does. So in short, please tell us a little bit about the interiors in your cozy space. It's absolute wild, guys.
I'll tell you, I feel very depressed right now because after I heard Rahul talking about how Mr. Hira gave you the first break on the cover page and things. Now, I have known him for 30 years. I have never been in any of his magazines. But I must tell you what happened. Eve's Weekly, for the first time, put a man on their cover, which was me. And it closed down after that. So I wasn't such a great moment for Eve's Weekly because I was the first guy to be on the cover. And I think the next issue never came up.
So you were responsible for the shutdown.
No, so I have a house which is like a mad house. It's like a zoo. I have a bungalow which is like a tree house. And I have 7 dogs and 2 pygmy goats. One is named Biryani. And I have adopted 3 birds. I have a cat. I have 10 piranha fish on a fish tank on the floor. And my bedroom is like a cave. And the bed hangs from the ceiling, so you have to climb 8 steps into that. So it's nothing that the interior decorator would really like to know about. It's madness. It's great fun.
Yeah, it's just the way you are, extremely creative, and of course you add commercials for not just months but decades together. So that's the magic by Rahul Dev Mugdha. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them all a huge round of applause. And now, please continue the applauses for the one and only, our living legend, our media magnet, Sir Narihira. So, we're very excited, Sandeep ji, Alpha ji. Let's take a look at your cover page. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
I just want to say, definitely on the sets, there is different kind of sets we have been part of, and I'm sure they know, making a house and making a set is 2 different things, because house is durable and usable and yet beautiful. And I see a lot of greens has been used. I think that's in these days, right? A lot of plants inside the house, which is very nice, difficult to maintain also in Bombay. But then I also love that. And on the sets we have different zones, and it's larger than life, and chandeliers and all. There are some very interesting things, but then you go and it's empty from behind, or something very interesting. So when actually I was making my house, I was like, I wish I knew you guys, but a long way back, like 10-15 years back, I actually clicked pictures and I said, "Aisa banana hai, mujhe table aisa banana hai." But of course that was not usable. But then I got something made like that. So yeah, so that's something I take inspiration sometimes, but you can't use those things. And I really like the cover. It's really nice. I really like. I'm loving the whole. It's simple. It's contemporary. It's green, and it's looking nice. Thank you guys.
Rahul sir, we also want to know about this, but also about your upcoming projects.
We have just come from the set of a project we just wrapped today. It's called the sequel to 1920. Senior Bhatt Sahab Maheshi has written it. Vikram Bhatt, who made the first one, is the director. As the producer for it, and the director is his young daughter Krishna. So very happy. I've seen her as a 14-year-old on the sets of Footpath. She used to do piano lessons. And coming back to the sort of parallels to draw between the sets. I mean, what to say? I mean, this entire project's been shot on a set, for example, and of course it involves a ghost. So it's a little spooky, the set, and when you're there breaking down the living room after having shot there 20 days, it's a bit of a heartbreak you go through, and then you suddenly go into another thing in the same place. The kitchen area is different, this, that, and the other. But I think what it lacks, I mean, it's got great air conditioning, but you really, I mean, I love earthiness, I love being closer to nature. My home at Delhi sort of reflects that. I can see the cover here reflecting a lot of green, and we all know, I mean, the global warming, this, that, and the other, so much of has been written about it. So green has always been in for me. It's always going to be there. As long as green is there, I think we guys are going to be all happy ever after. And coming to some interesting sets, I think Ahsoka was shot very, very interestingly. The legendary Santosh Sivan shot it. And because it dealt with a certain period and about Ashoka the Great, the narrative, SRK playing that. So it was a very beautiful journey. Thankfully, because of my work, I've been to and traveled across the globe to various kinds of architectures. Been part of Victorian, been part of contemporary here. The Maharaja of Patiala, his palace we've shot in. Ranthambore, the wildlife sanctuary, it has got a palace there. We shot a thriller in there. So all kinds of architecture, basic things, even in jhogis and jhopris I've shot, depending on from subject to the other subject. So it's been a terrific learning in terms of when you see sustainability. When you see a person surviving in that hatched sort of simplistic place. What does he do when the rains comes? What do they do when something sort of leaks? So it sort of makes you ponder at that time, and suddenly the next day it's so strangely bohemian, and you're transversed into a palace, and a lot of incredible set designers. I mean, I've been to the Film City, which the legendary Nitin Desai created, which is like an entire city of sets. One of the finest art directors to come out of this country. You have the Film City here. I've shot at Ramoji Film City. In fact, our film was the first ever film to be shot actually there. It was called Champion way back with Mr. Sunny Deol in the lead. So when you travel so much, being part of various languages, Kerala has got different kind of feel to it. We are filming in I remember in December 20th onwards, I'm going to be in Gulmarg, which is going to be -20, with the legendary Santosh Sivan again, about a story about the poetess there, who was there, the Haba Khatun, her name is. 16th century. So again there'll be another kind of feel of a place for a few days. थोड़ी देर इश्क होता है उस जगह से, फिर आप वापस लौट के बुद्धू घर को आ जाता है. And then you have the whole place that you have is what you can create your happiness in. And of course you have डंडा कि यार लेट हो रहे हैं, उधर से अशोक के फोन आ रहे हैं, all of that. So you come back to the whole regular coffee, you literally smell it again. So that's what sort of nature.
Friends, I'm an old timer. I belong to the last century. I started doing interior designing in 60s, when there were nobody, I didn't have any interiors designers then. My first client was Dhirubhai Ambani. I mean, luxury as home from the beginning. Then we have many expats, my clients were there. Then they had homes for the Dharmendra, Jatendra, Indramaradi, Malini, and Rani Mukherjee, Ritik, and a lot of industry kind of stalwarts. My forte is to do luxurious homes. Unfortunately, those are not how to be published. They're very private. But we ultra luxury do over there. Materials have changed a lot since over time. Today we have new technologies, we have lighting, we have automation, we have color, we have moods, new materials and new kind of trends. And we keep them changing, evolving with new smart generations, smart thinking. And more so now, we're getting more kind of conscious about that environment. Our homes and interiors and material products have to be sustainable. Luxury, what we have seen is no more luxury like now. Today luxury has become compelling, sustainable luxury. Luxury, what we enjoyed was great, grandeur. No more of that over there. But today we have become more conscious to have luxury as a limited kind of means and more kind of conscious about that.
Well, I've known Mr. Hira for many years, never featured in any of his magazines, but I've been fortunate enough to be invited to his house for dinner many times on his beautiful terrace. So, but I didn't do films in those days. I have started doing films now, which are about 3-minute roles in each film, and I act equally badly in 7 languages. So I've done film in Marathi, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Bhojpuri, everything, and I act equally badly in all of them. So I do about 5-minute roles. I never get a chance to observe the sets because I'm not there long enough. So I don't know what kind of sets they have, but I'm sure they have good sets because these films do well. And I've acted with all superstars in each language. So there's Rajnikant, Amitabh Bachchan, or Shah Rukh, Salman, Mohanlal, or everybody. But I never get to see the set.
कोशिश करेंगे सर अगली बार अपना सेट कब होए.
कोई देता नहीं है मुझे. इन्होंने after 30 years he hasn't given me a chance to be in any of his publication ones. तो अभी क्या करेंगे मुझे? Next publication. But it's been a great thing. As I said, I do a lot of theatre. I've written and directed 32 plays in English, and every play needs a new set. And we do interesting things. And now what happens is frankly, we don't need sets now because we do it on LED background. So for the last play that I did called Blame It on Yashraj, we must have changed the set 40 times because it would just keep on changing the slides. So it's become easier in theatre now. We don't do sets anymore, we just do projections, and it works very well.
But I think the cover was fantastic. And just the way I like it. I love green, I love the space, and I like open spaces. As a doctor, when you come back, the whole day has been taxing, not only physically but even mentally. So you need some space to relax. And I think that's what I told Prakash, my architect, that I want my dream home to be really something where I can come and just chill. And I love people. I'm a people's person. So we invite a lot of people. Yeah, next time I'm going to invite you.
Believe me, if you want to come home and relax, don't call people, have animals.
No, I have friends who are animals.